Hi guys, it's Michelle and today's video is going to be another childhood ruining conspiracy theories video for you guys. These videos always are so interesting because so many of our fave TV shows and movies have some really messed up conspiracy theories surrounding them, so let's get into it. Also, look at my tinsel. Can you even see it? Oh, there she is. Christmas. I'm literally already on Christmas TikTok. It's fucking May. The first conspiracy theory comes from this TikTok that I saw that really freaked me out, and it's a theory about Jesse from Hannah Montana.
Okay, so here's Jesse.
Jesse, I thought you were in Seattle.
Now here he is in Seattle. Jesse cheated on Hannah with Carly.
So I think this theory is more of like kind of a fun, like jokey theory. In an episode of Hannah Montana, Jesse comes back and Miley's like, oh my gosh, Jesse, I thought you were in Seattle. And of course, Jesse played a character on iCarly, which takes place in Seattle, and Jesse was kissing Carly in Seattle. So basically people think that Jesse was actually cheating on Miley with Carly, which was just a super interesting theory, and I kind of liked it. I love when shows connect, even though I don't think that this was on purpose, obviously, but it is interesting to think about. Right, so the next conspiracy theory is more of like just like a dark thing from Shrek. So I'm like, this TikTok, like everything comes from TikTok lately. That's all I do is go on TikTok, I swear, and you guys tag me in so many good ones, so follow me on TikTok. Basically, this TikTok I saw about Shrek really freaked me out. I honestly haven't watched Shrek in so long. I probably should because I genuinely barely remember the movie. But this scene in particular really freaked me out.
So I'm about to ruin your childhood. You ready? Let's go. So in the beginning of Shrek, you see these three bears all caged up. You got Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Baby Bear. Then later on in the movie, you see this scene. You just see Papa Bear and Baby Bear chilling by the fire. But where's Mama Bear, you may ask? Well, you actually see her later on in the movie, but most people don't notice this scene. So in the scene where Lord Farquaad is just sitting in his bed talking to the mirror, you can see that Lord Farquaad actually turns Mama Bear into a rug.
That they even put this in a kid's like show, movie. I guess it's more of like a maybe a parent watching or adult watching would pick up on it, but still just kind of dark. Like, what the fuck? I was pretty bald that they even did that. I don't know why they like want to make these animals into rugs. Kind of fucked up, but whatever. Next few conspiracy theories come from The Wizard of Oz, and this shit is dark. Like really, really dark. Never really thought much about the movie The Wizard of Oz itself. I've obviously seen it. But Wicked is probably, literally, actually is my favorite Broadway show because I'm a basic bitch, but also it's incredible. So literally besides the point, I just felt like mentioning Wicked. So The Wizard of Oz ended up actually being a super, super dark set, basically. Like, just super dark things happened on this set. This wasn't that bad, but like actually kind of is gross. The lion's costume was made out of real lion fur. To me, bad vibes. Like, I feel like bad vibes automatically. I just think that's so weird. Like, what? I mean, I know it was like 1939, so maybe they really didn't have any better options, but like, what? Like, that's just like kind of gross. This next one is pretty fucking dark as well. The actor who played the Wicked Witch, which was Margaret Hamilton, actually got really, really injured on set. There's a scene obviously where witch like goes up in smoke and like fire and is supposed to like just disappear in that. They had Margaret doing her own stunt because basically the point is that there was like a trap door. So basically right before the flames would go up, the actor was, you know, supposed to just go right through the trap door and of course be completely fine. However, on the particular day that they were recording, the trap door ended up like having a delay and wasn't opening, so Margaret literally caught on fire. She had terrible burns on her hands and her face, and it was just super awful and so scary. I cannot even imagine. A lot of people think that the Wizard of Oz like set and everything was cursed. That is so scary. Like, I can't imagine being an actor and that happening. Side note, Isla Fisher, when she was filming Now You See Me, she was actually drowning at the one point where they were like recording, and the, you know, directors never stopped recording because they thought that she was acting, which is so scary. Like, things like that and like Margaret catching on fire are so terrifying to me because it's something that like potentially the directors are not even gonna realize at first, especially with the Isla Fisher thing, like, because she was literally drowning, but like that's what she was supposed to be acting like she was doing. Sometimes I feel like being an actor can be dangerous. Honestly, that'd be a really interesting video to talk about, like things that went wrong, like in acting wise and in films that ended up they're injuring people. People say being an actor is easy. Obviously not all actors have to experience things like this, and a lot of people have stunt doubles and stuff, but I can't even imagine. Let's continue with other things to happen on the set of The Wizard of Oz. The original Tin Man was going to be played by Buddy Ebsen. He ended up being accidentally poisoned by his Tin Man makeup. His Tin Man face makeup was made with aluminum dust, and this ended up literally putting him in the hospital. His lungs failed. He was in the hospital for over 2 weeks. It was found out later that he was allergic to aluminum. Once again, so scary. The 1930s had terrible makeup, like toxic makeup, like literally. I just can't even imagine. That would be so scary. He ended up being replaced by the man who ended up playing the Tin Man, which was Jack Haley. That's dark. Next person we're going to be talking about who had a terrible time on set of The Wizard of Oz was Judy Garland herself. So Judy Garland was 16 and 17 during the recording of Wizard of Oz. They had her on this crazy diet, chicken broth, and made her smoke at least like 80 cigarettes a day, which to me sounds crazy. I don't know. I've never been a smoker. I've never really been around smokers, so I don't know how much is normal, but 80 really sounds like a lot, especially because she was literally a teenager at the time, but I know it's like the 1930s. They made her smoke cigarettes and take diet suppressing pills and just drink black coffee and just crazy dieting. The director called her a fat pig in pigtails, like just terrible treatment. She was also physically abused on set, according to her ex-husband, and I just can't imagine what she went through. I think Judy Garland is like one of those people who I find to be so interesting in the aspect of like the media was really harsh on her. When she was an adult, they'll be like, why did you stop your career? Like, what are you doing? Especially if you've ever seen the movie Judy. I thought it was interesting because I never, really understood Judy Garland's like life story, and I never knew that she went through so much. Was just abused by everyone around her. It's terrible. And I just feel like she got a lot of slack later in her life before she died, and it's just really horrible. Nobody talks about like how much shit she went through, and it's crazy. And it sucks that like The Wizard of Oz was such a famous movie, because I can't imagine going through such a traumatic experience, being abused, physically and mentally, everything, like on a set of a movie, and it becoming the most popular movie of like kind of all time. Like, it was one of the most popular movies of all time, one of the most popular songs, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Like literally for the rest of her life she like had to be defined by this movie that was traumatic for her. I can't even imagine. It's so dark and it's so twisted. That's the conspiracy theories on Wizard of Oz. I think that it's probably one of the craziest, like most childhood ruining, because I loved The Wizard of Oz growing up, and I feel like after hearing all of that, you can never watch that movie the same, because some seriously dark shit went down and it's fucked up. The next movie that we're going to be talking about is ScoobyDoo. ScoobyDoo is probably one of my faves. I love watching ScoobyDoo. Like randomly I'll be like, oh my gosh, I want to watch ScoobyDoo right now. Because one, Linda Cardellini, two, Sarah Michelle Gellar. That's it. But like I was watching ScoobyDoo the other day, and I happened to be watching on Amazon, and if you watch anything on Amazon before, you know that sometimes little like facts about the movie show up on the side if you like toggle the mouse, I guess. And also like the people who are in like the cast and everything, it shows you. So I was watching it and I like toggled over to see if any facts were up there. And Scooby-Doo, the live action version, was actually meant to be a rated R movie, and I'm so pissed that it wasn't. Like, I'm so mad. I know I was like a kid when it came out though, so I probably wouldn't have watched it until like later in life, but it would have been iconic. It was so much in the works that this was going to be an R-rated movie, to the point where they had to use CGI to cover up some of the cleavage and like make it more PG friendly. Two, it was supposed to be super more like actually known that Shaggy and Scooby were like potheads. Like this was like, I mean, I know it's like a known thing, but it was supposed to be like actually talked about, that they were like huge stoners, even though it is pretty known. The thing that pisses me off the most is that Velma was supposed to be a lesbian, and I am so mad. This is all according to the writer James Gunn, and he claims that there was supposed to be a kiss between Velma and Daphne. I'm so pissed off. So basically, Linda Cardellini and Sarah Michelle Gellar were supposed to kiss, and Velma was supposed to be gay, and I'm really sad. She was supposed to be like in love with Daphne. That was gonna be like the whole shtick. I'm just gonna say, speaking for literally everyone on the planet, that we want this now. Like, I would totally accept a freaking rated R Scooby-Doo now. Like, I think it would be iconic, and it doesn't even, you know, it just would be great. And it should be the original cast. Like, I don't care if they're like old. They're like not even that old. Like, I just would be so here for it. That would have been so good, because it always felt like, especially in the second Scooby-Doo, where like Velma and Daphne get a little close for a second. Like, it's kind of like hinted at a little bit that Velma could be gay, but like it's obviously not, because then she ends up getting the freaking boyfriend. But I am pissed. Like, I'm actually pissed, and I would love it. Scooby-Doo writers, please do that, because I think that the people who grew up watching Scooby-Doo would definitely appreciate a like rated R version, and the gays would appreciate it. The last conspiracy theory we're going to be talking about, I saw from this TikTok user, and I love it. Basically, the theory is that Regina George is gay, and I actually fully agree with this. I think when you watch Mean Girls with this perspective, it becomes incredibly clear and like super obvious that like Regina is a lesbian, to the point where it makes me wonder if like Rachel McAdams slash, you know, the writers, directors, whatever, like had that in mind and told her about it, because it's almost like too good. Like, it's literally too good. I don't know, the way that I'm so sorry, Rachel McAdams, but I almost said Leah Michelle, and I don't know why. It's just like this aura that like Regina George has that is super defensive about being gay, and also just like something about her gives off gay vibes. I think that the way that she projected onto Janice Ian, who did not even end up being a lesbian, which I felt like was a huge mistake on the writer's part. I think they definitely should have made Janice Ian a lesbian, but whatever. But the fact that they didn't, honestly, maybe that's the reason that they didn't. Maybe they really wanted to show how much Regina was projecting, because she made up this like false narrative that wasn't even accurate. Because if they had made Janice a lesbian, it would have just validated, well, I mean, it wouldn't have validated everything that Regina said, but it would have made more sense that in her mind she thought that Janice was like in love with her. But in reality, like, she was totally just projecting, because Janice wasn't even gay. Like I said, again, mistake, but also maybe a smart move, because why wouldn't they have made her gay? Because like, it's obviously wasn't, you know, a problem, because they had Damien, who is another gay character, so they easily could have made her a lesbian, but they decided not to. And I've always found that to be an annoying choice, but now I think it's interesting, because now I think they did that to show how much Regina was projecting. I found this theory to be really interesting, and I actually really believe it, because something has always given Regina like super gay vibes, but I'm telling you, go back and watch the movie with this theory in mind, and it will change the way you look at Mean Girls, like 100%. I just think that that's what they meant to do. I think Regina is meant to be gay, and I'm projecting her internalized homophobia onto Janice. Like, I just feel like that's literally what happened. That's why they didn't make Janice a lesbian. That is it for today's video. If you guys liked it, please give it a big thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about these conspiracy theories. I would love to know. But that is it. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, because I'm always posting really dope ass shit on there. Subscribe for new videos every week, and I will see you guys later. Bye!